Well, hello there, and welcome to a quick video overview of the Lake County Wine Growers public webpage, as well as an overview on how to create and save custom reports. The first thing we'll go over here is the features of the webpage itself. Right at the top of the page here, we have four buttons here that show our basic forecasting links. This this first button, the morning forecast, will show our daily morning forecast issued 365 days a year. The second button here, the frost forecast, shows our afternoon frost forecast issued in the spring and fall frost seasons. The third button will show the 30-90 day outlook, which is just our long-term seasonal outlook for the next 3 months or so. And the final button here, the forecast abbreviation and terms, will show a glossary of terms that we may use in our forecasts in case you ever need a refresher on the terminology that we use as meteorologists. This next section here shows some pre-made data tables as well as some useful links to both weather and quote-unquote non-weather data. The first two tabs show powdery mildew stress and growing degree days respectively for the current year. It also has links to historical data. The weather data maps button will take you to a page full of maps similar to the one below, but we'll have pre-selected weather data types picked out instead of having to scroll through this menu right here. The satellite and radar button will show you both current satellite and Doppler radar imagery for Northern California. The miscellaneous button will show you some quote-unquote non-weather data, including sunrise sunset times, as well as Clear Lake's water level. And this last button here will take you to the local National Weather Service's website, which the local office that forecasts for Lake County is in Eureka, California. The next section of the web page is this weather map shown right here that displays all of the stations throughout Lake County. By default, this will show the latest 15-minute observation in the county, and we will go over some of the things that you can see on this map. By default, this map will display the current temperature at the station, which can be seen here with the number just above the station wherever you look throughout the county. The next thing you will notice about these stations is they have these wind barbs that are pointing in whichever direction they may be at the time. In meteorology, winds are named by where they come from. So for example, this wind barb here is pointing from the southeast up into the station, which means it is a southeast wind. And if we click on this Upper Lake station here, you can see this wind is currently out of the south-southeast at about 149 degrees, and that will show the direction that the wind is blowing. Simply follow the arrow from the end to where the station is. So for example, at this station, Cow Mountain, this is an east wind or an east-northeast wind blowing into Cow Mountain. The other thing to note about wind barbs is they also show the strength of wind. So for example, for these two stations here for Upper Lake, you'll see that there are no barbs attached to the wind direction arrow. That is because this is a very weak wind, and you can see here 2 miles an hour with a wind gust up to 4. When there is a stronger wind, barbs will start to appear on the wind arrow. And that of course will show how strong the wind is. The bigger or more wind barbs it has, the stronger the wind. So for example here, no wind barbs, a very light wind. If we go over here to this station, the Long Valley station, you can see this has one little barb here, and it is showing a 3-mile-per-hour wind and 5.5-mile-per-hour gusts. Whereas on Cow Mountain, with a little bit of a bigger barb, showing 10-mile-an-hour wind speed and 11-mile-per-hour gusts. If you want to view other data apart from temperature, you can simply select it here in this drop-down menu here. View things anywhere from relative humidity, dew points, wind speeds, max and minimum temperature, rainfall data, and as well as some wet leaf data as well. The button below that will show some different map views. By default, this will show the terrain map view. You can view this like it would be on Google Maps by simply seeing road map or even satellite or hybrid villages. If you want to manually refresh just the map only, you can click this button below it. And if you want to go full screen, click this button here. And the last feature on this page as well is the zoom in and zoom out function. Press plus to zoom in and press minus to zoom out. The next feature of the website is this next table here, which is just the latest observation of 15-minute data throughout the county. That is shown in the map above, but this is just simply in tabular form view. And if you wish, you can also download this data into a Excel file. Below that table will be a yesterday's daily summary table, which shows similar weather data as the table above, but will just show from yesterday. So this is recorded on the 19th of December. So this is displaying the 18th of December's data, everything from max and minimum temperature, daily rainfall totals, the max wind, relative humidity and dew point data, and also some ETO, powdery mildew stress, and growing degree day data, among many others. And between those two tables is this Lake County Weather Station Quick Links section, which simply will, by clicking one of these buttons, will take you to a table similar to those above and below, but will be singular to the station selected. So for example, selecting the Scotts Valley station will show data only for Scotts Valley. And below those tables are a plethora of line charts displaying various weather data for various stations around the county, everywhere from Kelseyville, Red Hills, Lower Lake, as well as many others. Also in this section is a live Doppler radar look for both Northern California and Southern California. All right, well, that covers some of the features of the Lake County Wine Growers public-facing webpage. We will now be going over the Creating Custom Reports and Graphics area, which can be found by clicking this button right here in the top right. When clicking that button, it will take you to a page that looks something similar to this. And the first thing you'll notice is you can select your report type. So anywhere from tabular, line chart, all the way down to a climate summary and a degree day data display. For the purposes of this, I will go ahead and show a tabular report. The next thing you will want to do is select which stations you want displayed in the report. If you want to select all of Lake County's stations, simply select this button up here that says Lake County Public in the Station Groups section. If you want to select individual stations, go ahead and go down to the bottom here. You can scroll down and look for the station that you are looking for. For the purposes of this, I'm going to select all of the Ridgeline stations, so BF1, BF2, BF3, and BFE. Once you have selected the stations that you desire to show in your data table, go ahead and click the Done Selecting Stations button. From there, you will go ahead and select what data interval you will like. We have three options here at Western Weather Group: daily data, hourly data, and 15-minute data. For this table, I will go ahead and select daily data. After selecting your data interval, you will then need to select your date range for your data. Now, we have some pre-selected options here from everything from the latest observation, which in the case of the daily will show yesterday's data, the last 7 days, last month, or last 2 months worth of data, as well as current month, current year, last year, as well as seasonal data. You can also do a singular count. For example, if you need to see the last 14 days of data, you select count and then select 14 in your count. Also, you may also select a custom date range, in which case you will be able to select how far back you want to view data. For the purposes of this, let's go ahead and select the last 7 days of data. After selecting your data interval as well as date range, it is now time to select what data you want displayed in your report. So for this report, I would like to see the max temperature each day and the minimum temperature each day. Now here we have all kinds of different weather data that you can view here, and it's just a question of what you would like to see for yourself. When you're done selecting all data that you want to see, go ahead and click the Finish Show Report button, and the page will refresh and show the new data table. When the report is created, it will display here, and as you can see, this has the last 7 days of daily max temperature and daily minimum temperature data for the Ridgeline stations here. And this is based, of course, on the last 7 days, so we'll go back from the 18th of December to the 12th of December. If you notice that you messed up on creating your report and you need to modify it, either add, remove stations, or anything else, change the dates, times, anything like that, there is a modify button here that will take you back to the previous page. Also, in the same note, the new report button will go ahead and take you back to the last page, but will clear everything that you have selected up to this point. Now, also here, we have a button here that is a download button. This will download the file as a CSV file that you can open in Microsoft Excel and then edit as you so wish. Next to that also is a print button if you wish to print out this data table. So these buttons up here are handy if you wish to have the date remain static. For example, if you always want to see the data between the 12th and the 18th, use these buttons up here. But if you wish this data table to refresh every time you view it and to always be available no matter what date you look at it, scroll down to the bottom of the report and there will be this tip bookmark this page for easy future reference. By clicking this, there should be a pop-up that will inform you how to save this report to your bookmark via the URL. So for me, I am on Google Chrome and it says here, press Control D to bookmark this page. So upon pressing Control D, another thing will pop up, at least if you are in Google Chrome, and it will say Edit Bookmark. Now from there, you will name this. So for here, I will go ahead and put Ridgeline, let me respell that, Ridgeline Temperatures, 7 days. And then you can also choose the folder it will be saved to, but for me, I will just select this bookmark bar, and then of course, select Done. To find your bookmarks in Google Chrome, there are a couple ways that you can do this. The first way I will show is going to the New Tab button here, and right below where you would type in your website or your Google search, the bookmarks bar will be right here. So for me, I have a lot of bookmarks, so I have to go to the hidden bookmarks here at the end. But if you don't have any bookmarks, it will be easily visible right here. But here you can see right at the top, the Ridgeline temperature 7 days, and by clicking that, it will automatically open to the proper page. The other way to find your bookmarks if you don't want to create a new tab is to go ahead and select the triple dots here in Google Chrome, and that will pull up a menu. And then going down to the bookmarks and lists area, it will also show you how to you can also do this manually for the bookmark this tab. But again, scrolling down to the bottom here, here is that same report, and by clicking it, it will open to the page. One added note that we would like to the reports section is the storm total data field. So in the data field under daily, there is a precipitation parameter that is storm total rainfall. By selecting that, what this shows will be the total rainfall received over the course of a quote unquote storm. How is a storm determined? It is determined from the moment of first measurable rainfall, and it ends at the point when there has been 24 hours of no rainfall at a selected station. So for example, if it rains over 3 full days, and then it doesn't rain for a full 24 hours, this storm total rainfall will show a 72-hour rain total, then resetting after 24 hours of zero rainfall. And that about sums up the website overview for the Lake County public page, as well as the creating custom reports and graphics button. So hope this helps and good luck out there.